Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Your buddy JohnMegacycle here. Another episode of Factorio coming at you. We've done, oh my god, 8 seasons of Factorio, and I don't know what it is about this game, but it scratches so much itch. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, it's good, and I love it. So one of the things that I've been doing recently with some folks is we've been doing, the under 8 hours achievement for folks. At this time, version 2 is coming around the corner real fast. I think in another maybe 4 or 5 months. Hang on. There it is. That's on me. Thank you. I really needed a soda so bad. I don't know why. I don't usually drink soda. Anyway, and like some folks, I threw out there to the Megacycle Entertainment Discord. I'm like, hey, if anyone's still missing their under 8 hour thing, let's do the thing. And we've gotten like 5 or 6 people there under 8 hour, and it's been cool. We've been doing it like once every month or something. It's been fun. But one of the things that we've come across is when it comes to everything is everyone brings different blueprints to the table and whatever, and it's cool, and we've actually learned a lot from each other. It's like, well, I would have done it this way. Well, I do it this way. Blah, blah, blah. So we have like, I think 2 people brought their own stuff that was only partially done, and one person brought blueprints from another famous YouTuber or something. Like, whatever. So I was like, you know what? I like some of these formats, but I kind of want to do one of these myself. Well, do what? Now that I said that out loud, I gotta think that through. The blueprints, really. That's really what I want to get to, and the goals that people fixate on those blueprints and what they're supposed to achieve. For me, I wanted to sit down and I'm like, yes, like I like a little bit of this one, I like a little bit of this one, I like a little of this one, but they don't scratch my itch the way I'd like them to. So I thought, I'll just build my own. My blueprint book personally has some train stuff and some other stuffs in it that I guess are good stopgaps. But right now, this is a completely fresh build. I went and I downloaded the game from Woob, from Factorio.com, because I own it. I can just download the executable. I extracted this to a new folder. This is completely clean. The only thing that's modified about this is I came into settings, audio, and I turned down the audio. To which case, you're going to see everything I'm doing. This is going to be completely... This is going to be completely one-to-one. This is going to be slower paced. The idea of this is going to be kind of like a class, I guess. I'm going to learn a little bit because I'm making my own blueprint book. You're going to see me do the blueprint book. This is going to be kind of fun, I think. I'm assuming you've launched the rocket at least one time. Not under 8 hours specifically, but I'm hoping that you've launched it at least once. I don't need tips and tricks. Recipe notifications, nope. I think those are all the things I change. So, what's the plan? I'd like to ultimately turn this into a series. I'd like to do one video per, like, keep saying Bluetooth. Blueprint thing that we make as we build it up and work out. So, let's just go ahead and get started. New game. We're going to go to Sandbox. We're going to say next. We want no enemies. We want nothing. We want all the rooms. I'm shutting off all the enemies. Shutting off all the pollution. None of this crap matters. Let's preview. I would personally like a little more green. We can green it up a tad. Oh, magnifique. Perfect. Great. This is the Factorio Sandbox scenario. The game is played in God mode. There is no goal. You can do whatever you like, and that's exactly what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do. Sorry, I have sinuses. Sinuses are real. So we're going to say yes all the tech, yes some items, yes some cheat mode, yes always day please. I want an open space. We don't need all the resources. We don't need the nothing. I'm just clearing out a little bit of the map. There are console commands we could do for the map. There's a ton of crap we could do for the map. I'm not going to mess with any of that. I personally like to work in editor, so I'm going to do /editor. I'm hitting tilde or the grave, I've heard it called. No idea. It's the key above tab and under escape on a QWERTY keyboard. So, let's talk about what we're going to do, and whenever I talk about what I'm going to do, I like to really draw it out a little bit. So the way I kind of see it is there's a couple of tech levels that we're going for here. What the hell? Hold on. Did I shut that off on accident? Smart belt dragging. Lock belt building to straight line. What? Okay, let's start over. No, I don't know what happened. If I do it like this, does this work? Okay, this... Okay, we're not doing an editor anymore, I guess. We're not in that anyway. The way in which I try to think of everything is I try to break down any large problem into logical chunks. And then I try to figure out what I want to accomplish inside of those chunks. So, for an example, we're going to have on the right side what we're trying to accomplish in each of these little things, and left side what we're trying to do to get there. So on the right side, again, I'm assuming you've played the game before, hopefully launched a rocket as we're building our first set. So, what I want to do is I want this first set to be red and green science. Actually, hold on. Boom. Cool. Stop telling me stuff's not plugged in. Dankeschön. What I want in this first blueprint we're going to make in our book is I want red and green science. I want power generation. I want... Let's just... blah, blah, blah. Mining might be a separate thing. Actually, mining is going to be totally a separate thing. So we're going to go like this. Oh, God. Come on, man. Get your head in the game. Who asked for that? Who asked for that to act that way? I wanna know. Okay, so give me this. Okay, so let's talk about what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to break this down into from left to right is tech level, and top to down are different blueprints I want to make. So is there a way for me to easily write a number on the screen? Maybe we represent it by accumulator. So tech level 1, tech level 2, tech level 3, 4. Oh my god. 5. You kind of get the idea. And these are going to be the blueprints I'm going to use like tech 1. So I'm calling them tech level like early in the game and such. So we're going to get this out of here. And I want this to be in here. For blueprints, we're not going to use that, but I just want to represent it as mining is going to happen. We could broker out smelting as its own, but I think I might want that as its own thing. So let's just make this very, very high level. We're going to take this very high level and work from there. So smelting happens here, power happens here, some science happens here, right? In the next bit, we will get to steel and iron. So actually, there's no real way for me to say that's the recipe I want displayed, right? I should have used a mod for this, maybe, so I could just type stuff out on the screen. But that's okay. I think you'll kind of get what I'm aiming at. Whenever it really comes to it, and there's like a project I need to work on, I'll leave it like this, and I'll come back and I'm like, well, this isn't plugged into anything. Oh, right! I needed to work on red circuits. Right. So, what is the next piece in the puzzle? Let's say it's chemical science. So we need that. I need some stoof. You come over here. You know what? Just give me the loadout that I'm used to having. Give me that. Give me that. Give me some of that. Let's see here. Boop. And da boop. And da boop. Boop da schnoot. Okay, to get there, we need this. We need sulfur. Oh, it's not going to be in here for obvious reasons. It's not going to be there for obvious reasons. I need some chemical plants. I need some refineries. So all we're doing here again is I'm painting the picture. Excuse me. My God. I'm painting the picture of what I need to work on at each tech level. So we have plastic, sulfur, assembly machines. I also need engines. So this wraps up blue science. Again, none of the quantities are right. We're not working on anything else. I'm just trying to break it down. So this is our Tech 2 thing. Maybe a more advanced mining system? I don't know. For Tech 3, we're going to go to military science. And military science requires AP rounds. I don't know why I keep closing it. We need AP rounds, we need grenades, we need walls. Now, we need bricks for walls. We also need bricks for refineries. So I actually need a little bit of smelting action here. We also need steel. So there's a little more smelting that's going to have to get done, either added or integrated somewhere to all this. For the other military stuff, what other products do I really need for military? We got AP rounds. Okay, let's talk to the next. Next tech level is going to be purple or yellow science. Honestly, I probably go yellow science first. Yellow science because that allows for the logistics system. So if it were me, this is kind of how I would go about it. So we need blue circuits, which are done up in... Oh, actually, they're done up in a better assembly machine. That's why that's a problem. Level 1 assemblers can't accept liquid. What else do I need? We need low-density structures. We also need flying robot frames. So this means we've also knocked out red circuits, which we have back here. LDS requires steel, copper, plastic, which we've already gotten through here. Flying robot frames also require batteries. So this is also going to need batteries and electric engines. That kind of see... Oh, we need lubricant as well. So this is going to be up here, and we will need to have done advanced oil processing. Eventually. Final tech is going to be purple. Purple science. We need rail, we need electric furnace, we need productivity modules. So right now this is just we're treating this as like our blueprint world. And we're just going to abuse the crap out of this. We're going to go through everything and be all whatever we want to be about whatever about it. So there's that. We're not talking about the final tech level, which is going to be making the rocket parts themselves, but that'd be tech level 6. Again, I'm using the phraseology of tech level really loosely here. And all I'm doing is I'm going through piece by piece. If there's anything that we need to do to isolate out, and then this would be rocket bits. So let's get this. We already have low-density structures back there. So for this, we need rocket modules and rocket fuel. I guess that might be the crux of really the bare minimum of what we need to get a rocket launched. Oh, I actually need speed modules for the control units, and we already have the blue. That's light oil and solid fuel. Okay, so this is a very high level of progression, and this is my take on the whole thing. Realistically, we could butcher and change this and alter this any way we want, but this is kind of the guidelines I'd like to break it down to. So we'll have like either, I don't know, 2, 4, 6 large blueprints, or we could break it down and be like, this is tech level 1 over here, phase 1, and this is tech level 2, phase 2, or whatever. We could break it down like that. So let's start at the very... Oh, let's save. Holy crap. Oh, not autosave. Blueprint world. Like I said, this is a fresh everything. I don't have any of my blueprints. I don't have anything. We're doing this all fresh. Okay. Now, to make red and green circuits, there's a bunch of products I need to make. And all I'm going to do right here again is I'm just going to call out the stuff I want to make. So I know I need inserters and belts for green science. I'm going to need gears and plates for red science. Again, we're not doing any of the math right now. We're just saying, what do we want? Doing like a Christmas list, wish list, grocery list, whatever you feel. I don't know, holiday giving list, whatever. It doesn't matter. So these are the things I need to get to here. Now, what do I want at like this tech level? I wouldn't mind some very simple assembly machine make. What else is like something I wouldn't mind to have like 20 or 30 on hand? Oh, mining. Yep. Power, not so much. Power, not so much considering... yeah, I'm going to build power one time, and then I think if I'm going to ramp up, I could just copy-paste. Might do something else after that, but that seems legit to me there. What else do I want, like, a ton? Oh, green circuits. I'll need those. I'll need those for the miners and the assembly machines. Ammunition would be dope. Yep. If we're planning to build out a blueprint system that's going to get us all the way to the ship, we can't shut off the baddies. You can make subtle changes to the environment, like shutting off cliffs. It doesn't care. You can do little shifts like that, but you can't just shut off the baddies or the pollution. Man, sorry, I keep tussling my nose like I think there's sneezing action gonna happen. Nothing in this list says... Oh, turrets would be dope. I personally don't mess with walls until later. Do I have drills in here? I do have drills. Drills. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need. Inserters, belts. The underneathies and the splitters, I don't think I need to mass produce a ton of. Not for the first blueprint. I think I want a separate blueprint for that. So now that we're thinking about it, let's go ahead and set up another blueprint here. Get out, thank you. So I'm just gonna draft this out. This process is not super complex, but it would be good to have... actually, I'm gonna use the better assemblers. Just so I can mark everything I want. There we go. Boop. 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 Let's see. This could be its own little blueprint nodule. I guess maybe in the same vein here. Right, so then... This will be this, and this, and this, this. Now, another thing to really consider is, do you need blue belt or blue componentry to beat the game? Thoroughly not. You thoroughly do not need this level stuff. Does it make everything really handy? Oh my god, yes it does. But is it necessary? No. I think one blueprint for this, one blueprint for this might merge them together. I'm not sure. I should probably just start moving on with this first one. We've already burned through 20 minutes of me talking about what I'm trying to achieve. And I thought this would be fun, considering I already did the train. I did the train tutorial one, like train station availability, like real easy. I know there's better YouTubers out there and other people that could articulate a lot better than this old guy could, but I had a lot of fun with it. So, what I would like to accomplish for this video is this right here. I want to build this out to the letter, have it ready to go, and maybe give it like a really quick test. So we're just going to save real quick. So what do I want to get? power and smelting. Let's do power and smelting first. Now, there's a lot of really great resources out there for knowing ratios. If you don't want to do the math, dude, freaking don't do the math. I don't do the math. My way of looking at Factorio is like, what's not being fed, and then feed it, right? It's easy. I'm a big guy. I talk about food a lot. I love food. I love to cook. I love to cook. I love to eat. That's real simple. But when it comes to it, it's like, oh, our bullet farms aren't farming enough. Why? Well, we don't have enough iron. Oh, feed the iron then. What's the matter? You know what you're missing. That all being said, I do have a reference here. I'm going to pop it up. This is from the Factorio cheat sheet. It is factoriocheatsheet.com. Literally, that's it. Factoriocheatsheet.com. And it has, as you see here, all the ratios for the material processing. And like I said, there's mods, was it the Kirk McConnell calculator, there's Hell mod, there's factory plant, there's tons. I like this one. Paints everything out really easily. And what am I trying to get out here? Well, I want to work on smelting first. What I would like to do is I'd like to assimilate a full belt of iron and a half of a belt of copper. And you can see here, we're at yellow belt technology on the left side with the normal stone furnaces. That means stone furnace, yeah. At the normal stone furnaces, that means we need 48 to use an entire full belt. So I'm going to shut that off. Let's go ahead and talk about that. I'm just going to throw a bunch down. What is this? 10? Awesome. That's 24. Yep. So, what is our priority for this? I guess I didn't even talk about what the priority for our blueprints is. Our priority for blueprints is going to be compactness, not necessarily efficiency. Efficiency is important, but compactness is going to be kind of the primary. For furnaces, for example, with a lot of the blueprints that we were playing with when we were doing the rocket launch, is I was seeing a bunch of stuff like this, and then it was like this, and this isn't bad with the power lines like this. Like this was a setup. Is this a bad setup? No, it's not a bad setup. It just feels like there's a lot of waste. I don't know. But this was one way to do it. And then what this would do is this would have... Give me that. Give me that. You. This would do something like this. And then this would be like this. So on the outside you would have coal and iron shared on the same belt, and then this would go out. This would eventually stop like this, yeah. That's how that would work. Is this a bad strat? No, it's not a bad strat. I don't like the gaps in between. So what I want to do is I want to develop something a little more tight fit, something a little more like this. What we could easily do is we could broker out all of the builds. We could build out all the builds, and then whatever we like or we don't like, we could copy paste. We could just measure. We could do this very, very straight up, proper science style, right? And see what we like. So let's see here. 2, 4, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And 12. That's 24. But this actually would be, if it'd be full saturation, it'd be something like this. So we said 48, right? That should be 48 furnaces, yep. Let's see here. Oh, actually this won't work. 48 is assuming the line is completely full. Actually 24, I'm doing a bunch of mental math. Hang on. This is actually fine, yep. So this. The top and the bottom one are going to have... Can I just... No, I can't. Can I place iron as an item? Probably not. Oh, I can. Awesome. This would be something like this, just for better visual representation. Put that there for now, and then hit me up with a bunch of that shiz. Thank you. Just for the real visual. That's, you know, that's about how that would work. And then this would be all in the middle like this. This is how this could work out pretty nicely. Because we said we need for every yellow belt, every belt has two sides, so it could feed 24. So here's 24 like this. Here's 24 like this. This uses a full belt and produces a full belt. The reason why I don't like this is it's very fat. It's very wide. If I were to paste this on the map, there have been oil. There have been times when I played on a map where I've had a lot less room, and for a level 1, this seems very expensive to me because of the long arm inserters. Long-handed inserters are fairly expensive. For our first technology, I don't think it's worthwhile. So let's see here. It's a regular plus 7, or not 7, plus 4 more iron. 3 more iron? 3 more iron. Right, iron gear's worth 2. Blah. What I'm also aiming for in terms of compactness is also cheap. I want cheap. So cheap, they're gonna call me a Boyd. Call me the Boyd cheap. So here's what I kind of want to do. Let's see here. Like I said, one of the benefits is you're seeing literally everything I'm going to do. Not a single thing should there be a, oh man, yeah, I just went to the iron mine and came back with a bunch of iron ore, you know, this is all, you're seeing the thing. So, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This can do iron and coal just like the other one. I like how much thinner this is. This, well, actually, before I make claims about how thin it is, let's make sure that we... This would look like this. Okay, so this is... This is 25. Let's trim that out. This one is 25. Oh, I could have just measured it the other way. I don't know why I didn't measure it the other way. 25 by 11. So that's 275. This is also only half of this. 60 times 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. Get out the old calc. 60 times 9 divided by 2. 270. So what did I say? 275 versus 270? Was that right? So the space is negligible, but this one is better. Now, let's talk about cost. If I duplicate this... What we could do is we could just copy this and we have it copied. I did Control-C. I'll just throw it down here and it'll create a blueprint. I'm going to do the same thing here. Bare minimum viable product. I threw another one here. So this one is 179, 48, 48, 48, 24. I wish it told me what that all meant. 179, 164, 96. So it's literally half as much of the reds. Which means 48 times 3 is 120 something plates. 120 something plates of iron. This one works for me. This one works for me. So, we're going to go ahead and nuke this. If I do a single line like this, we're keeping it compact and fairly tight. I'll throw you there. You're our winner. I don't have any hatred for any of this. Like, this is still fine. Again... for our very first smelt, I want to make sure that we get it as cheap as possible. Actually, I could trim that out. This appears to be our minimum viable product. I have the minimum amount of poles built. I have the minimum amount of everything built. So we can go ahead and save this as a template, as a blueprint. Let's just get rid of that. Get rid of that. So I want twice as much iron as I want for copper as we're starting out. So it's going to look something like this, right? Iron, iron, copper. Oh, hold on. I just saw something. Get out of here. What if we trim this up a little bit? Merge it. So this line is full. This line is going to be full. Can also trim out some poles. Here's a really great solution, or a cool tip if you don't know how this works. It took me a while to figure this out. If you hover over a power producer or a power consumer, they will highlight whatever they're providing or consuming to or from or whatever. Now, hovering over this exact power pole, there are 6 entities that are covered in blue, telling me that this is feeding 6 things. If I remove it, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't know if any of this stuff is being powered, you can hover over it, and you'll get a blue square over whatever its power provider is. Works out really well. Because right now, I don't have any of the notifications, right? I've removed all of the, I don't have any fuel, or I don't have any power thing. So that works out very nicely. Very trim. Very trim. I like it. How's it looking on the map? Hello, trim. Look at that little grid. Smexy. Let's see here. So that's a full belt. This can come down. Ooh. How do I want to do this? I don't want to use logistics. Like, I don't want to use stuff I don't have as much as possible. But something like this works out pretty well. These two combined will make a full belt of iron, which for level 1, perfect. Especially if it's one dude. Like, how much crap do I have to make? 48 furnaces, and we didn't even add... I haven't even added copper yet. What could I do to make this... Hold on. I would like to see if there's any way at all... There. Is that any better? I don't know if that's... It might literally not be any better. I'm just doing Control Z. That's all that's happening. Oh. How do you redo? Crap. Let's keep undoing. Oh yeah, I removed these cause the linearity of it was driving me nuts. Okay, 1, 2, 4, 5, and that makes 6. That comes out like that. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to need an underground belt, no matter how it slices, to even it out. Now, can I get these two items together? I think was the one thing I wanted to try. Not really. Not with any real satisfaction. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to cry about it. We're not going to worry about it. I just want to get some blueprints done. That's one thing I find very fascinating about Factorio, is you can nitpick all day long. There's enough tools, there's enough stuff, you can just, whatever. What do you want to do? You want to pick out a thing you built and you weren't happy with it? You can mess with it all day long. All night. Okay. Quick stretch. Oh, man, quick water hit. I forgot I had sody. Sody pop. Okay. Now, Oh, I removed the thing. Crap. This will be iron. Or copper, I mean. And I want this to be... There we go. So I'm just going to grab this. Boop. Throw it over there. It gets added. I think we got some good stuff here. So, iron and copper. Now, let's talk about how we feed these things. Let's talk about how we feed these things, right? I also need to get coal in here somehow. And again, I'm aiming for compactness. So can I do... feeding from one side? Like, I want this to be really dumb. I want this to be very easy. When I say dumb, I don't mean, like, non-intelligent. I'm not trying to be like, oh, it's just so dumb. But I want so much that it is just copy, paste, bam. We're not worried about anything. So let's see here. So, copper, coal, iron? We are going to need splitters for sure. Oh, I don't think I like this. Maybe coal goes on the outside. So actually, let's talk about what I'm envisioning up in this business. We'll get to the details about it later. Not super harassed about it right now. But like something like this. And then, again, I want, yeah, this I'll put priority left because I want the power plant to have first dibs. Yeah, sorry, a lot of this I'm working through in my brain fresh at the moment, so I don't really know how exactly I want this to lay or play or whatever. So there's copper, there's coal, this will be iron. I guess I'm going to have to do a little bit of underneathy work. Actually, what we should do is we should also maximize the length of the underneath. There we go. Save us some more belts, right? Want this to be economical. So that looks like that. Yeah. Right? Copper comes in, coal comes in, splits. Bam! There's your copper. Here's your iron. Yeah, and like I said, let's maximize the range of the underneathies. Saves a couple of belts. If we can save a couple of belts, do the same thing there. It's worth. It is hashtag worth. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna take it back. For this part, I don't like expanding that. Okay, so yeah, but let's mark this somehow. How do we mark the item? Chests maybe? Boop. Nope. Haha, I already messed up. This is why we document stuff, kids. Listen up, kiddos. This is why documentation's a thing. Now, if I grab the blueprint of this, it won't show up, right? No, it doesn't. Okay, so I need something that's gonna stick around. Inserters would work. Filter inserters? Maybe? You're gonna be... that. Oh, that works for me. Yeah, Shows the direction? Shows every... yeah, I like that. The only other thing I could think of would be constant combinators or whatever. I don't think that'll show. We're not doing those kinds of chests. Constant combinator. Does that... this probably doesn't show for show. It doesn't for doesn't. Okay, cool. That takes care of that. Okay. This will provide 1 full belt of iron with these top 2, and a half belt of copper for, again, for our first smelt. I'm pretty happy with that. So let's talk about what we could do with this power plant. There's a couple of permutations I'd like to experiment with. It's this, and there's another one. I can think of, yeah, these are the two. I do this one on the left. This is the one I like. It adds some space. Even though we're trying to save on space, this works out very well. It's very beginner friendly. It shows you exactly what you need to do. Amen, all done, right? The other one I was thinking of is we have some gaps because of the power lines. So what if we do a little bit of fancy footwork here? Actually see if we can compact this all. I don't know if this is going to work. Because another thing to note is we have to worry about inserters down here. Like I said, this one on the left is the one I'm very familiar with. I like it. It's no fuss, no muss. But let's see if we can make this a little tighter. Same deal. The only real issue, I guess, is I would need some spacing, right? So... Oh, actually, if I need the belt, it doesn't matter. Oh, it will matter. Let's move over a little bit. The power lines aren't far enough. So this does matter. Alright. A single gap? How does that work? That seems to fly. Okay. Let's do the same thing we just did before. For this one, I want to aim for 10. I want to aim for 10 boilers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yep. Now, these inserters are wrong. Ah, lol. Okay, what really comes down to it, an offshore water pump can feed a lot more than 10 boilers. For my brain, I stick to 10. Are there inefficiencies there? There are. Let's actually build an offshore platform. We can offshore pump. We can talk this out. Where's water at? One offshore pump can provide 1,200 seconds. A second. 1,200 units of water. A boiler only uses 60, I think? Yeesh. So 10 would be 600, 20 would be 1,200. So to use it fully, it's a 1 to 20 ratio. Again, I like to stick to 1 to 10. It's just easy for our first base. We'll stick with that. But I do realize the mathematical implications. The implications of my decision ray. Okay, so this is... It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Let's just full belt all the way. Full belt all the way. This is the one I'm used to. Let's see what this measures out as. So this is a 14 by 36. Where's my calculator? 14 times 36 is 504. This 16 by 30. I'll get a notepad out here real quick. 504. And then 16 by 30, 480. Okay, the second one is actually 16 squares smaller. Did I do that right? 30. Oh, 30. Yeah, 30. 30. 16. 30 times 16. Yep, 480. Let me make sure I did this one right. I might have screwed this one up. 36. Whoop. 36 by 14. 504 minus 480. 24. The one on the right is actually smaller because it trims out the gaps this way and adds a... So let's see, this saves effectively 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horizontally and adds 2 vertically. Okay, if compactness is truly what we are looking for, this is the correct answer. Now, in terms of cost, the thing that we have that's slightly more expensive is pipes. So, how much does it cost to make a pipe? It's 1 iron, isn't it? So, for compactness, we would be spending 20 more iron, which doesn't seem super expensive for more compactness. I think I like this better. If true, you know, it all depends on what's the most important. It can be cheap, it can be fast, it can be whatever. Cheap, what's it? Cheap, fast, and it works? Pick 2, kind of a thing. We're just going to chuck this over here. It's like a blueprint graveyard or whatever. So, that goes away. This is our winner. Chicken dinner. Oop. Yep, this is going to be a little more tall. I don't think I mind. Okay, there's our power plant. Actually, I lied. Oof, this actually has to... I have to lose 1 square this way because the water can't get in. Or I do an underneathy. I think we're okay for now. So we have smelting. And we have power. The thing... Oh. There's got to be a better way to clean that up. I hate that very much. Thank you. Okay, we just saved some power poles. Look at that. Not too bad. Okay, I like it. I like it so far. Oh god, let's save. Awesome. Thank you. What else? So right now, the only technology I need to manually research is logistics and assembly whenever we get to... or automation, whenever we get that far. But right now, I'm pretty happy with this. Done. Now we gotta make all of our intermediaries and bullets and a bunch of other stuff, right? I don't know how much I want to break these episodes down and how far we're gonna go with it. I don't know really anything about it. But let's go ahead and at least save this up. I think it's important really early on to come up with a nice naming convention. So this is like smelting and assembly is really... because I'm going to have all the assembly stuff tied to this. I don't think there's any point for me to differentiate the different recipe. Like, if I'm going to have 2 blueprints for this and then another one for red-green, let's do it all as one thing. Let's see here. JMegs? I don't know. Starter, smelt. Assembly? Ass? T1. Tech 1, I guess. Oh, maybe I should do it the other way. Tech 1. Starter, smelt ass. We can go as in-depth as we want. For the first start, I don't really care, but I like leaving proper documentation, so like author, date, purpose, or description. What it is, what it do. Something like that. So maybe that's the template we use. I'm not sure. We're going to save it. Now we're going to save this. New game. Yep. Preview. I think that's the one we just rolled. Oh, does this have all the stuff? Yeah. And oh, actually, for the first time, like just to get it figured out, I don't want any of that crap. Where's a good test world? I'm not trying to be super particular. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. Great job, your stuff turned blurred up. It all blurred. It's censored. What do you mean? Oh, it's all blurred. It's all blurred up. I didn't bring the blueprint with me, did I? Son of a gun. Testeroo. Guess what I didn't bring with me? The friggin' blueprint. Okay. What does that say? Oh, you can't see the ass. Oh, right in the head and ass. Oh, come on. Do I need to... How does this work? There. Do I need to save the game? I've been playing this game for years. I have no idea how the blueprint system works. I don't have the slightest... There it is, okay. So, beedly boop, we're in a new area, we're in a new world. What do we do? Well, I'm gonna just slap this puppers down. Boom. We have the smelting, we have the power, water goes in the top. I guess my real idea is like if you're like, oh man, we need way more power. Well, guess what, nerd? Grab, place, there you go. Like not super crazy, right? You might also notice that in this blueprint and these blueprints I'm talking here, I'm not adding defense. I'm not adding any defense. I kind of leave that up to the discretion of the player and also the situation. When we get to turrets, we might build like little turret clusters or something, but realistically, this is it. This is the dry run, or a dry run. What do I need for belts? Like, how many belts? So I need 315 belts. Realistically, I only need one of these to be online, so 118. Let's say I need 130 belts, and then inserters and whatever, and then I can just start knocking stuff out, right? With the research I need, shouldn't be too difficult. But I think this is a good stopping point. This is a good rough draft. I don't like how the power lines cross like that. That kind of drives me a little nutso. Oh yeah, right, because it's not built. Let's go to Blueprint World. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with this as is. For our next episode, like again, I don't know if I'm going to make this a series or whatever. I just thought it'd be fun. I'm a little stir crazy, so it's doing my brain some good. What I'd like to do is I'd like to get the rest of the assembly stuff figured out. I'd like to get red-green science figured out. And all this just set up and ready to go. And then I'd like to, maybe third episode, we give it like a full try. We set up red-green, we see how effective I could be at being red, like just how quickly can we get red-green going. There's not a ton of red-green technology, but there's a lot of essential stuff in here. It goes all the way up to steel, including the electronics. We could actually hit up engines and automobilism, and with the turrets and the ammunition, we could actually get both of the ammo damage stuff, and it's actually combined down here. So we get projectile damage 1 and 2. So we can actually get kind of a decent distance for us to then be like, okay, now I'm going to push out to the enemy. See what's there. So anyway, let's go ahead and call this here for our first thing. Thank you for joining me. My name's JohnMegacycle, and I hope to catch you next time. Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Thanks for checking out my video. I also want to take a moment to thank all my supporters and donators, and if you'd like to join up with me and game with my crew, all the information to get connected is in the description below. Thanks again, and I hope to catch you next time.